hotlines. They're all available in the website. In our Facebook, we also have our messenger. We have a whole team answering questions. We also have a client relations section who can answer all questions. And if there are even more special needs, you can just email me. So,
Follow up
thank you
lang,
po.
Mr. Chair. Thank you, ma'am. But then again, there are places like our area in Bukidnon, we do not have any consular offices, and we do have to transport our individuals who have special needs, and it will be very, very far. Like in our case, it's like more than 100 kilometers to travel for them to apply for a passport. Is there any other way, like for example, aside from the, of course, the caravan that they have every now and then, but then again, some of our special needs individuals cannot even walk
Yes.
or go to that place. Is there any other kind of procedure that will cater to our
Your Honor, besides our passport on wheels, we have another kind of mobile passport service which caters to those who are bedridden, who have other medical needs. So, Your Honor, if we can make a request with regard to that, we can make a special mobile passport service for that. It's different from our passport on wheels. This really caters for the people that you're talking about.
Right. Will this be applicable also for those who already have a passport and for the renewal? Because sometimes nowadays
Your Honor.
we just send our passports and renew them, but then again, is there any other other special accommodation for people with special needs?
Your Honor, at present, our passport would, even the renewal of the passport would need the capturing of biometrics. That's why personal appearance is needed. But now we're working on our new generation passport, and for senior citizens and for people with disabilities, it is possible that we, and according to the new Passport Act, then we can have a provision wherein there would no personal appearance is necessary. We just have to indulge your patience because we're working on this new generation passport, and these issues will be addressed directly.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chair. I don't have any other further questions. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ma'am Laarni. Now that's it for the first round. So we proceed with the second round. I believe Deputy Minority Leader availed earlier of the second round. Congressman Tino, Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you, Chair.
Tino, you have additional 5 minutes.
Sige, thank you, Chair. Oh, pag naubos, third round. joke lang po. Okay, follow up lang po sa mga ilang tanong ko kanina. Earlier, we heard a very strenuous affirmation of the One China policy from our DFA Secretary. No? So, kaya po ang tanong ko, may kaugnayan dyan, recent statements made by the President this August regarding war over Taiwan. Sabi po niya sa international media, we do not want to go to war, but I think if there is a war over Taiwan, whether we like it or not, we will be drawn and dragged into that mess. And then, we cannot just leave them, meaning OFWs, there. We will have to do something. So, inevitably, despite our fervent wish to avoid any confrontation with anybody anywhere, a war over Taiwan will drag the Philippines kicking and screaming into the conflict. Sinabi po ito ng Pangulo. So, Mr. Chair, how is this, ang mga kailangang highlight po, if we parse the statement of the President, yung inevitable, tsaka it is inevitable that we will be dragged into the war. No? Una, mabigat yung inevitable. Parang wala tayong magagawa. And then dragged into is very broad. So how does the DFA, since the President is the sole architect, di ba, of foreign policy, siya ang nagseset. How does the DFA interpret this in a way that is consistent with, what you just said about the one China policy.
Thank you, Your Honor. With that remarks that he made when he was in India, actually, it is clear that the President said nothing new in terms of policy and did not speak of nor remotely hint at interference. The President reiterated that the Philippines remains committed to the one China policy, that we have legitimate interest in Taiwan by virtue of geographic proximity and the presence of almost 200,000 Filipinos, and that we encourage concerned parties to refrain from the use of force and to settle differences peacefully. We reiterate the President did not deviate from the principle of non-interference in others' internal affairs. It's a principle of the joint communique.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sa Middle East, like right now, Gaza, Israel, marami pong OFWs doon, tama po ba? Of course. Pero have we inevitably been dragged into war because of that?
No, no,
Obviously not.
we have actually made a statement
Opo.
on the Gaza issue.
I will ask you about Gaza later.
Okay.
Pero yun lang pong, ang punto ko lang, it was actually more of a rhetorical point na kahit may OFW tayo, hindi po inevitable na we will be dragged into war, we will be involved in the war. Yun lang po ang gusto nating ipunto rito. Nothing is inevitable when it comes to war. Even geographic proximity. No? I mean, World War II, Switzerland remained neutral while World War II raged all around it, di ba? So, ang point po, war is always a conscious political choice by the executive. No? Kaya po, medyo nababahala tayo na ganito. The President could very well have said, no, we will not be dragged into war. Pero instead, he said, inevitable. Kailangan iugnay po natin ito dun sa earlier tanong ko na ang administrasyong ito nakapokus sa paglatag ng legal framework para magamit ang Pilipinas talunsaran ng US-led coalition in the event of a war in Taiwan. No? Okay, so yun lang po ang gusto nating idiin. Now, next question, Palestine. Nabanggit nyo na po yung Gaza. Last September 2024, I believe it was reported in the news that the Philippines voted in favor of a UN resolution recognizing that the occupation of Israel of the Palestine is illegal. Tama po ba? Did I recap that correctly?
If you're talking about the recent, first, just to lay the premise, almost all of the resolutions at the UN on the Palestinian issue, we've always supported Palestine.
Okay.
I think we're the first, or one of the first in ASEAN, who already had the two-state principle in mind. More so, we're one of the first also who has had a Palestinian embassy here in Manila. So that is something that we're very proud of.
Okay.
However, if the latest position that we have again, and we made a position just about a week or 2 weeks ago, that we will continue to support the two-state solution consistent with the UN resolutions that have been passed, and the only viable path toward a just, lasting, and comprehensive peace in the region. Very emphatic po tayo dyan.
Okay. Maganda po yung
Please wrap up
position
po.
yan.
Sorry, no? Congressman Tino.
Opo.
Yeah.
Ang huling tanong po ay, well, we can definitively say that the ongoing genocide of Palestinians by Israel is one of the worst crimes against humanity in this century. Para sa akin, ganun po. Has the Philippine government taken a stand to condemn this genocide and to call for an immediate ceasefire, humanitarian relief to the people of Gaza? No? Of course, kailangan pa nating ipaalala na si Netanyahu mismo merong warrant from the ICC. The same ICC where we're currently that we're looking to deliver justice for the crimes of humanity of Duterte against his own people. So, ano po ang ginagawa nyo? Nire-recognize ba ng gobyerno natin at kinokondina yung genocide ng Israel sa Palestinian people at nananawagan ba ng immediate ceasefire and relief?
Yes, before we, again, I hate my job of reminding my colleagues that their 5-minute
Okay, last na
time
po yan.
has expired. But that would be the last question
Apo.
from Congressman Tino.
naman.
I would like to re-echo also
Apo.
the sentiment of this humble representation when it comes to the issue of the struggle and the sufferings of the people in Gaza. So I would also like that the Philippines would be very much active in calling not just for the immediate ceasefire, but also to send whatever help and assistance we can extend to those people who are now suffering within this. So please respond.
Yes. No, briefly, I just want to say that as far as the ceasefire is concerned, we're very much, of course, we're looking at a very stable ceasefire. As far as assistance, we have been doing or giving funds through the UNRWA, UNRWA, and also on a bilateral basis, we have done that. To your question on genocide, of course, there was this a resolution, or rather, yes, filed by South Africa, and many countries have also joined in on the issue of genocide with the ICJ. However, we also are, this is something that we are really thinking very seriously, because we do have also the relations, diplomatic relations with Israel, and we have about 300,000 Filipinos in Israel that are working. In other words, Department of Foreign Affairs is thinking in a holistic way, holistic basis, and weigh these things. I hope there will be an understanding of how we conduct things. We do not do it just because there's this situation, but we also look into the number of Filipinos who may be or may not be affected. But in its essence, we already have that position about Gaza, and I hope it and I'm sure we will evolve later on to a certain degree on statements, but not as of now. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Madam
Well,
Secretary.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, I know, I understand that
Opo.
your question is very
No,
important.
it's not a question, Mr. Chair.
Would that be a manifestation? But your 5 minutes has already
Manifestation na
expired.
lang po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so I'll give you, lenient ako, I'll give you an additional 30 seconds po.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. Well, nanggaling na po sa Secretary na consideration kung bakit hindi kinokondina ang genocide ng Israel ay dahil merong mga relasyon ang gobyerno ng Pilipinas na sumusuporta actually sa Israel. Mainly that is the defense relationship, no? Tayo ang one of the biggest buyers of arms for our AFP modernization from Israel, no? Yun po, again, I am glad that the chair has joined in this concern, no, that our government must take a stand, no, na talagang iba yung nangyayari sa Gaza. Tinatarget ang mga Palestinong bata, sanggol, mga kababaihan, mga media, no, mga doktor, talagang genocide, crime against humanity. And so that far outweighs whatever benefits that our government derives, particularly the defense relationship, Mr. Chair. So nag-aapila po tayo sa DFA na tumindig at kondinahin at ipatigil ang